Yo, yo, what up, y'all? It's your boy OCZ Savage. Let's jump straight into the easiest way for you guys to acquire all the passive points on the tree here in the PoE2 new league. Now, looking at the tree, it is so many points, so many things for you to do, but I promise you, you can unlock it pretty quick. So when you first beat the Arbiter of Ash and you guys are running through these squares, each one of these maps in these squares, they grant you +1 to your passive points. Now, you could pretty much go through here and complete all the maps. You know, it'll probably take you a decent amount of time. The alternative option is you can actually run through and kill the Arbiter Divinity 5 times, and each time you kill him, so the first time he gives you 30 passive points, and then each time after that he gives you, I want to say it's 43 after the update, because now you have 336 points instead of 335. So I believe each time you kill him you get 43 points. So that is actually the easiest way to complete all the maps, is just to pretty much kill them 5 times. Now, in my case, I actually went through and did all of the league mechanics first. You know, so like the Abyss, the Breach, the Expedition, Delirium, so on and so forth. So by the time I came back to get all the points on him, I was level 96 and I had tons of currency just from running around the maps. So you got one of two options. You know, if your build is super strong, you got the currency, you're able to kill him. If I were you, I would just kill him 5 times right away. But if you're not as strong, like, you know what I mean, I wasn't too strong starting out, I had to go grind a little bit to get my currency. What you might want to do is just run around the maps and do the Patriarch and the Matriarch calls. Those are going to give you the keys that you need to run them over and over and over again. You know, instead of you having to spend X amount of divs or X amount of exalted on the cores, you can actually just run around, get the keys from the halls, and then every time you get 2 keys, you could just come back and fight them, and then, you know, kind of progressively kill them. Now, pretty much what's going to end up happening is after you complete all of these squares using this mechanism, he gives you all those points, you're going to end up around about, I want to say 310, maybe 315 passive points. So after all that said and done, these precursor tablets, the precursor towers on the map that are pretty much guarding the edges of the gate, you're going to have to go through and do those as well. Each one of those are going to give you 4 passive points. So once you kill him 5 times, he gives you about 310, 315 passive points. And then you're going to have to go through and do those towers as well, which is going to give you the last like 20 to 25 points. Now, to get an origin core, these are, you know, 5 divine, 699 exalted. So, like I was saying, if you don't necessarily have the, you know, the divine, the materials to keep fighting them over and over and over again, you might just want to run through on some maps, kill the Patriarch, kill the Matriarch calls, and then you could just come back with the keys as you get them, and then you just keep fighting them, and you keep on getting points. Now, I would highly suggest, you know, if you have a strong build, if you're able to knock them down quick, knock this out as quick as you can, because all of those passive points are going to directly affect the maps that you're doing. So they're going to be more juiced, you're going to have more modifiers, you know, especially if you got the ritual tree set up, you're going to have Rite of the Nameless. You're going to have some super buff rituals, you know, double bosses when you're finishing the map. So it's definitely super, super important that you guys go out and get these passives, especially if you're trying to get, like, I would say past like maybe level 93-ish, 92. Because eventually, once you get into the 90s, I would say like 94 plus, the experience gets so slow that you basically just have to do super juice content in order to even gain experience. Down in the comments, let me know how you guys are gaining experience fast. Right now I'm level 96, and I'm telling you right now, from 95 to 96, that took me like, I don't know, 2 or 3 days. So down in the comments, let me know what you guys think. How are you guys leveling up quick? What kind of content are you guys doing? Now, so this is the 4th time I killed him. Boom, you unlock the last portion of the map. Now, as I was saying, once you complete each one of these squares, it unlocks all the free maps in the squares. You're going to have to run back through and do each one of these precursor towers that are on the edges of the wall. So when you hover over them, you see it grants you 4 passive points per tower. So you'll basically, all the ones that you haven't did, you're going to go back through, you're going to finish those, and those should give you the last 20 to 25 points. I was literally stuck on like, I want to say it was 311 points, and I had no idea how to get the rest of the passive points. And then I just so happened to be scrolling around the walls. I was looking at the maps, trying to see if anything gives you more points. And it turns out you have to do those towers. So you'll basically have to go through, you'll fight these 2 bosses, maybe like 4 or 5 good times for the last of the points. You want to hit that precursor tower at the end. And then that's going to be all the points that you need. So it'll look something like this, 335 points. Since this video I made, there is an update. So it's now 336 points. But once you guys go through with the update, it's going to give you the extra point. Now, as far as the rest of the passive points, you could do the exact same thing. So for Abyss, you just want to get Kulamax Invitation. You're going to have to kill him 3-4 times. That'll give you all the points on that tree. You're going to want to grab the Breach Lord sack. This is going to be for the breaches. You put that in, you're going to be able to fight that boss 3 or 4 times. You'll be able to get all those points. And I think the coolest thing about it is mostly all of these, you can actually just buy the materials and fight the boss and get the points. The only one that you can't do that for is actually going to be the temple. And as you notice, that's the only tree that I don't have fully maxed out. I only have 17 out of 36. The reason being is because in order for you to run temples, you need energized crystals. In order to get energized crystals, you're going to have to run maps, open up the Vow Beacon, open up that chest, and then that gives you crystals. So all the other mechanics, you can actually just go through, purchase the keys, fight the bosses that are associated with it, and then you get the points. But for the temple, sorry, brain fart. For the temple, you're going to have to specifically go and do maps, get a bunch of energized crystals, and then that's going to be the way that you do that. Now, I think it's pretty simple, but again, it's going to come down to how much materials you have. If you're going straight for the arbiter divinity first, and you don't have the materials from doing maps, then you're going to have to, either sell some of your items, get you some divs, maybe run through on some juice maps, get some drops. But if your build's strong enough, you have the materials, you could just go through and buy everything. Now, the only other points that you're going to have to worry about is the Hildas hunting, the Doriani science, and then the Jado spycraft. Now, those are just quest specific, so you're going to have to go through and do the quest for each one of those. For Hilda, you're going to want to go over to Hilda's area, and you're going to have to run out and do the boss bounties. After you kill 4 of them, that'll be complete. For Doriani, you're going to run through and do corrupted nexuses. After you kill 4 of those, that'll be complete. And then for Jado's spycraft, you have to do those Ezatunis vaults. And then that'll be complete as well. So that'll be the simplest way. Now, this is the build I was running. I was doing a Spark comment build. Down in the comments, if you guys want to see this build I'm doing, I can upload a video here on YouTube, show you guys what I was doing there. But I was lucky enough to find a mage blood. So the whole game, all the content's been pretty easy for me. And if you guys want to know how I found it, this is how I did it. I just been grinding these strong boxes, and you'll get some pretty decent gear from these bosses, especially if you have the passive points in the tree. So hopefully this video helped you guys out. Down in the comments, let me know what you guys think. What have you guys been doing on the passive points? What kind of gear have you guys been finding? As always, I appreciate you guys stopping in and checking out the vid, and I'll see you on that next one. Peace.